Hello, good evening. Karen Wolf here in the art studio. Hello. I am a painter and I teach you how to paint and become a better painter. Um, excuse me. So that you can be more confident and paint with confidence and be proud of your art. I got a little stuck there. I'm going to turn this light on real quick because it's dark in this room down here. And that will help you guys to see and me see what I'm doing. So I can't see very well, and it seems like these days I like bright light. Does anybody else like that? I just feel like if I don't have a bright enough light, I can't see what I'm doing. So don't know how that happens. Something about age, I suppose. Everything else is. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to demonstrate to you all how to make your paintings go from, hey Anna, welcome. Make your paintings go from flat to dimensional. At least just a little short demonstration here as to how that works and what you all need to do. I get a lot of that. I hear a lot of that. Do you all? Let me know if that's you. Do you struggle with when you're painting, trying to get it look more dimensional, more like instead of a circle being just a flat, trying to get it more of a sphere, more of round, instead of something being. Now, this was an example that I had because I was going to do Easter eggs for my sample. Instead of something being flat, getting it more to where it looks like it's round there. And like a, dimensional, like a sphere. So, the eggs is what I was going to use on that one. So I hope you guys are doing good this evening. Just wanted to, like I said, just jump on here and do that. Normally I come on here and I go live on Thursdays, Mondays and Thursdays at 7, and I'm a little bit earlier this evening. But excuse me. I wanted to, like I said, come on here last night was Thursday, but I had some company and that didn't happen. So that's fine. Sometimes, life happens and you just have to figure it out and deal with it, don't we? So here's what we're going to do. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to just give some example here of the dimension that I'm going to paint in the eggs. So I'm going to just move this down a little bit. Don't need to see... Don't need to see me. I'm not going to paint this whole painting here that I have. I'm going to show you how to... I'm going to pull this light forward. That, for some reason, is looking really dark. I don't understand. Does that help? Can you all see that? I think you all can see it. I think it's just dark on my phone. Okay. Y'all say hey when you jump on here so I can see who's watching. Say hey. Let me know. If you're watching here live, and if you happen to miss the live and you're watching on the replay here after a bit, just say replay. Let me know you're watching on the replay. So I'm going to get my brush a little bit wet. I always get my brushes wet a little bit first and then dry them with the paper towel. And I'm just going to do this demonstration with a little 1/2 inch flat. I've got some paint here on my tray, on my plate that I just had. Added a little bit of extra, but it's just a plate of color that I had. And we're going to go in and I'm going to demonstrate how to make these look more dimensional. Okay, so we'll say you're going to have, you got some grass going on here. You're going to have some grass. So, you all been painting anything for spring yet? You all interested in spring and all of the fun with that yet? Some colorful spring paintings. Okay, so that's what I'm excited about, is getting into painting some more colorful spring stuff. That's what I like. So to get some dimension in your grass, for one, we're going to put a little bit of darker grass in the background. I'm just using some green and some sienna. Sienna is like a brownish orange color right there. And I'm just using green. Green and sienna. And to get dimension and some depth in your grass, just add darker grasses. And then we'll put some lighter grasses. And that'll make it look like it has some depth. Of course, this would have, you know, whatever in the background. There. So there we go with that. Okay, just get some grasses going, just something here. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little bit of lighter grasses in. Well, maybe. It's not going to show up, so I'm going to have to dry it with a hairdryer. The joys of painting something quickly. Maybe I can get some eggs in there, and then we'll do that. Well, I'll dry it a little bit. Sometimes you just have to use a hairdryer. So y'all, y'all having a nice evening, a good evening. Y'all have a good day. I had a pretty good day, I suppose. Just had, just working. I have a job I go to during the day. A lot of people don't know that. Did you all know I have a job I go work at during the day, and then I do this also? A lot of people just think this is what I do, but I mean, I'm doing it for sure. No doubt about that. So then I just went in. I may have to actually, no, I think this will work. I went in and added a little bit of white to that. And see how that gives that depth? You got like a little bit of dark in there and a little bit of light in there. You got some dark grasses. Actually, you're supposed to put the light grasses in first. Put some dark ones in front of it. But you see how it makes it look like there's some depth to it. We'll put some of the lighter ones in the background. You're really supposed to put your lighter and then down here in the foreground I'll put some dark ones in. But see how that's already making it look like there's some dark grasses and some light grasses. I don't have them all the same color. So if I would paint them all the same color, they would just look all just boring and straight across for one thing. And no, there would be no, it would look like this. Let me show you. I don't know if I can show you now. Should do one side wrong and one side right. Y'all think about that? Think do one side right. Just glad to be able to get out of bed every day. Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too, Anna. Now that does have some darks and some lights in it. But you see the more lights and darks that you have, see if you have it all the same color, you really don't see the change. I should have just done that all there. But if you paint everything all the same color, it just doesn't have depth. And I can't get it to work. Now that I painted it right, I can't paint it wrong. Do y'all have ever had that problem? Where's my pad at? Okay. Whew. I've got so much stuff in here. You can't even move. I'm getting ready to do some recordings tomorrow, so I've got stuff everywhere. Hey, Heather. Welcome. Glad you could come on here. Glad you could make it on. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it on this thing. Okay, so here's your painting. And here's your grass. Okay? Here's the wrong way to do it. Just using the same color. Just use the same color. It's hard to paint on something that's flimsy. Okay, so all this grass is the same. Same color, same color. I need a little bit of water. So if I paint all my grass the same, I mean, there's some variations in the colors there, but only because the white's showing through of the canvas. But if you go in and you paint that darker grass, and then you go in and you have some lighter grasses, and with it, lighter, darker grasses, it gives it depth, and you can see, where, well, that's not working either. You can see where the, it looks like it's deeper back in there. And see if I put some darker grasses in front. There we go. See how that just threw that back? No, that's not a very pretty grass color. But see how that gave that depth already. Now, it's not pretty. Don't judge. But see how this had the light in the background and then the darker ones in front? And it gives it depth. And this is all the same color. So all the same, it's the same color, but it's the same value. The same dark and the same light. So that, giving it lighter in the front, lighter in the back and darker in the front, gives it depth. Okay, so that makes it look like your grass has more dimension to it. Okay, so if you want to make, I've got a frog in my throat, and I apologize for that. Your eggs, okay? So we're going to paint, let's just paint a blue egg. We'll paint a blue egg down here. We'll probably have to paint it white first for it to show up. Okay, so I'm going to paint in an egg. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just showing you how to, and the reason I'm painting this white first is so you can see it with this grass behind it. I'm trying to paint in an egg shape. Okay, so I'm going to dry that. Okay. So what we're going to do first, we're going to just paint this the wrong way. So it doesn't have any dimension whatsoever. We're going to paint it blue. Okay? So most people, when they start out painting, or the trouble that you have when something is flat, is you just got it all this and you're just trying to get it solid. You're just trying to get paint on. You're just trying to make it covered. Okay, I may have to paint another one and let one dry and go back to the other one. So then I'm just painting it some more blue, and see, it's still looking flat. It just looks like a flat egg shape. But it's flat, isn't it? Just flat. So that's what it starts out with, okay? We'll have to make that into a flowers bug or something. Oh, shoot. All right. Okay. Then we're going to go, let's do a different color one. We'll do purple. Purple's a good color. Everybody like purple? So we'll do a purple one right here. And I'm going to show you the difference between a flat and how it becomes dimensional. So I'm just painting in color. So far I've got a flat blue egg, kind of weird shaped egg. And now I've got a flat purple egg. And this is just one example, but people just have this trouble, and I see it a lot. So if this is you, put in the comments, yes, I have trouble with my paintings looking flat. If not, say no, I don't. But this is gonna maybe explain and maybe open your eyes a little bit as to why that happens. Okay, so we've got two shapes right there, and they're very flat. Okay. All right. So, we're gonna let's make this blue one dimensional. We'll make this dimensional. We'll leave that one flat. Okay. To make your blue one more dimensional, I'm just putting some more paint on there. It's pretty transparent. I'm just putting some more paint on there. They're still flat. Still flat shapes. Okay. So I'm gonna make this one dimensional. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna make my sun's coming in from this side right over here. Always just do that so I don't have to worry and even think about it. So my light's coming in from over here. So my light side's going to be over here, and my dark side is going to be over there on the right. So I'm going to go in with my blue, and I'm going to add a little bit of, let's just add purple. I'll add a little bit of black. I don't normally add black, but I don't have any dark brown on my plate. So I'm going to add a little bit of purple and some black. And I'm going to make this side of my, and down here where the shadow hits my egg. Down here's in shadow. And see how that made a difference already? This is where the dark part, this is where it's in shadow. The sun isn't hitting that side, so that's the dark side, the shadow side. Okay? And I do this with my gnomes. I do it with, I did it with these chicks. This is a painting that I'm going to paint with my All Access members. This, I did it with the chicks. The dark side's here, the dark side's here, the dark side's here. And then you've got your middle tone and your lights on top. And your middle tone and then your light there. Middle tone and your light. And that's what makes those little chicks look like little chicks. And not little flatties. Makes them look like round little dimensional little chickies. Okay, so then I'm going to take on the other side. I'm going to rinse my brush, dry it with a paper towel. And we'll go in with some blue, lighter blue. And I'm going to make this side more light. Probably went down a little bit far. I don't think the light would be down that far. So I'm going to make this side light. And see how that already did it? See how that already makes that look like it's dimensional, doesn't it? It's magic. Did y'all know painting's magic? Painting is like being magic. I say that because it does. It seems like you're just, it's an illusion sort of thing. So there's the dark in the middle tone and the light of this egg. And see, this one's just flat. This purple one needs some more color. But see how it just looks flat. Poor thing. Because it's all one value. It's all the same color, and it's all one value. So flat egg, round egg. Of course, this egg's a little bit pointy on top. And then you go even one step further. You can give this a little bit of a accent highlight up here on the top. Now this acrylic's going to dry darker. It's going to dry 2 to 3 shades darker. It always does. And when it does, this will be darker. And you'd probably go back in and have to lighten it a little bit more. But see how you've got your light, your middle tone, and your dark. And then you've got your accent highlight. Even if you put an accent highlight on this one over here, it won't do that much for it. Okay? So that's how you make your, that's how you create dimension. And then, of course, you can go back in so that they're not floating in the midair. And you can put some grass in, so that's, looks like it's not floating there. And then take some light grass. Put some light grasses. There we go. So there. So that looks like a, and like I said, that dries a little bit lighter, but that looks like an egg, and that's a little bit, that is, has dimension to it. Picking at it, fixing that pointed top was getting on my nerves. And now I've gotten a little bit light on top. There we go. Right. Okay. And like I said, this could have been a little bit lighter, but it dried a little bit darker. And I think I just got paint on my face. But see how these are? This is the same example of that. The dark is on the shadow side, and then there's a middle tone and a light, and then you've got your accent highlight there. So this is an example of the wrong way to do it. And even if, you pull the grasses and stuff up around it, it's still going to look like a flat egg. Okay? I mean, purple's a pretty color, but there. And then you can do another one. You can do, we'll do this orange one here for another example. Do your egg shape. And I'm painting it in white first to cover up the grass, because if I don't, you'll be able to see through. So I'm just covering up the grass so you can't see it. There's your egg. Dry it. Yep, I'll be recording tomorrow. I'm going to be recording the barn, the spring barn, the chair. Did you all see those? It'll be fun. The chair, I'm recording this one tomorrow, and the spring barn, those will be available, and the brown rabbit, not this one, the brown one. I've got to finish painting him. I'm not finished painting him yet, but I'll be recording, and those will be available within probably next week at some point. Okay, so this is an orange flat egg. Just orange flat egg. No fancy business. It's just flat. So then I'm going to take a darker color. We can use red to darken it. That'll work. So we can just go over here, darken this side, because this is the shadow side. So we're going to darken it a little bit by adding red to that dirty brush. It'll be shadowed down here on the bottom too. So we're just shading it up a bit. Already looking somewhat dimensional. Just a little bit already. See, it's darker here and then a lighter orange on that other side. I'm not so sure that's a very good egg shape. It needs to be more round. And that's another thing that it's important too, is not only your values, is your shapes of things. If something is supposed to be a particular shape, it's good to work on that for sure. Okay, so then go in with some white on that dirty brush, on that orange, and we're going to lighten up this side. We can even add some yellow. Would probably be better to add to that since that made it look kind of dull. So we'll do some yellow and orange to brighten that up a little bit. See how that's already making that look dimensional. Crazy, and then how that works. It's like magic. Did you all come up with some ideas for my workshop? I think I'm going to go, if I don't come up with another idea, I think I might do for the workshop next month. I've got a workshop coming up. I'm going to do a spring, that spring water pump. Took a picture of the water pump out front in my landscaping. I think I'm going to do that in spring colors. Does that sound like a fun one for the workshop? Heather, are you still on here? You were in the workshop for the barn. There's Dee. Hey, Dee. Anna, you were in the Daisy workshop. I don't know if you're still on here. All right. So we've got the light up here at the top. Light, middle tone, dark. See how that made that look round? This little poor guy over here is still flatter and a flitter. It looks a little light here because the white of the canvas is showing through, but it's really not. Okay, so then I'm going to take that white into that yellow orange color, and I'm going to lighten it a little bit more and make it look even more dimensional. See how that popped that out? Just really, I blend with my finger, I can't help it. Have it. There's that. The middle tone, dark, middle tone, light. And then if you wanted to make that a little bit darker down there on the bottom, you could add a little bit more red down there. And then, once this is light enough for you, then you add your little accent highlight. So you see there how that works. Light, middle tone, dark, accent, highlight. And then to make it so it doesn't look like it's floating in midair, you put your grass in. Underneath of it. And it would be darker in shadow underneath of it too. These would be a little darker underneath. The shadow of that grass would be darker there. How's that? And that is a demonstration of how to add dimension to your art. And like I said, there's the little chicks was an example. There's little chicks. Even this little mouse painting right here. I'm just grabbing something close. Even this little mouse painting, he has his little shadow over here, his light over here, shadow dark here, light here. Same thing. It makes it look more dimensional and not flat. Not real flat. So, let me see if there's something else. A little... Well, this one is a perfect example of it. The dark on this side, light on this side, middle tone, dark, middle tone, light, dark, middle tone, light, dark, middle tone, light. That's how you make your paintings dimensional. So keep that in mind as you're painting, and I think that will help you along the way. And see how this one is just the flat one. I did put an accent highlight on it, but just to show you that that doesn't matter. That doesn't help. You have to have your dark, middle tone, and your light to make them look dimensional. So, there. There's that. Well, I hope that's helpful. I try to come up with things that will work for you guys because I want it, I want to give you some little pointers and some helpful little tips. Because in the beginning when you're learning to paint, it is, it's tough. There's a lot out there that you're not sure about, supplies and how to paint, different techniques, brush techniques, color mixing and all that. It all gets a little confusing and can be overwhelming. But that's what I'm here for. So I hope that this today helped you. Just remember, like I said, dark, middle tone, light, your accent highlight. Keep that in mind when you're painting anything and your shapes. And that will should help you with dimension so your work's not flat. So, all right. Well, I shall hop off here. I'm getting ready to run over to Ripley with my daughter and her 2 children, and we're going to go decorate for a baby shower. So you all have a great evening. Take care, and I'll see you back on here again real soon. God bless you, and keep painting, please. See you guys. Bye.